I feel like a nasty, yucky monster.
My body looks disgusting to me.
I see that unwillingness. If you're serious, you make changes.
It's my comfort. To me, food is like sex.
Amber Rashti's journey wasn't just about losing weight. It was filled with sketchy scenes, tough love, and a whole lot of drama. So buckle up, because this story is a wild ride. Amber's life started out pretty happy and comfortable, just like any of us would hope for. But things took a dark turn when her father's battle with alcohol led to violence at home. Imagine the kind of impact that would have on a young girl. It's situations like these that remind us how quickly life can flip upside down.
Everything hurts. My back hurts. My shins hurt. I am so limited in what I can do and where I can go. I have to do a bath downstairs most of the time.
But folks, the trauma didn't stop there. At just 13, Amber was raped by 2 men, leaving her with deep scars both physically and mentally. This trauma marked the beginning of a long battle with her own self. It's heartbreaking, really, how these early wounds can shape our lives in such profound ways.
Her senior year of high school, I think she graduated and she was 425 pounds.
I went to college and I continued to gain weight and became more and more introverted.
Amber, all of a sudden, she doesn't want to work, she doesn't want to drive, she got depression. I didn't understand.
I dropped out of school, I washed out, and I failed. I felt less than human.
After enduring such traumatic experiences, Amber turned to food for comfort. It became her safe haven, her armor against the pain and memories, but also her prison. Fast forward to age 51, and she found herself bedridden, caught in a relentless cycle of compulsive eating. Watching her story, you can't help but wonder, will she ever break free from this self-made prison?
I wish I could be self-sufficient and successful and show the world I am made of so much more. But I know as long as I'm big, as long as I am obese, I will never be able to be that person.
I'm thankful for the support from my boyfriend.
When we first met Amber on the show, she was living with her boyfriend, who had basically taken on the role of a caregiver and possibly an enabler. For 3 years, Amber was confined to her bed, dependent on him for everything from meals to chores. He was her unwavering support system, but it begs the question, was he more of a supporter or an enabler?
I've had many nights where I wake up scared to death that my daughter is gonna die.
At this weight,
I feel like I passed the point of no return. It shouldn't be this hard to be a person. I shouldn't feel like I'm going to die all the time.
Because of her weight and inability to move around easily, Amber's initial meeting with Dr. Now, she weighed in at 637 pounds, though Dr. Now suspected she might actually weigh even more. He recommended a strict 1,200 calorie diet plan for her, aiming for a 75-pound weight loss within 2 months. But commitment? That was the big challenge.
no, I never get full.
If you snack, what do you snack on?
Anything you can find that's easy to get at.
Yeah, I like ice cream. I like anything, really.
Who buys ice cream and all those things?
My parents are the ones who do the shopping.
So they are the ones enabling you.
Them and my boyfriend.
You do any exercise?
Not really. I have a hard time walking because I can't get my feet together.
Amber wasn't too keen on following through, especially with physical therapy. As her journey with Dr. Now progressed, Amber's resistance only seemed to grow. Despite Dr. Now's efforts in giving them another shot, Amber continued to cancel appointments. And when she did meet the dietitian, it ended with Amber yelling at her to leave. Her attitude didn't improve with the physical therapist either, asking her to leave in a not-so-friendly manner.
Married, have kids, have a family. That's what I want for her as a mom.
This is Amber, last chance to lose weight. All right, that looks good. Everything well fine, and we finished the surgery. We're gonna go ahead and move her to recovery room.
After a series of refusals and missed appointments, Dr. Now's last-ditch effort to help with a physical therapist was met with the same hostile reception. Amber's rudeness didn't spare even Dr. Now, showing attitude and abruptly ending his call. Who does that to the one person trying to help her?
I've dropped quite a bit of weight, and my legs dropped a lot of fluid really, really fast. There are places where it's a lot looser than it's been in a very long time. I've still got a ways to go, but I think I can fit behind the wheel of a car, which is exciting. I haven't been able to do that for a while. Would you mind putting it like right there?
Sure, I can do that.
So I don't.
It's a little scary.
But life has a way of throwing curveballs, and Amber had a wake-up call. She reached out to Dr. Now, ready to commit to her weight loss journey. It was a late realization, but as they say, better late than never. When Amber embarked on her weight loss journey, she weighed 657 pounds and managed to shed an impressive 377 pounds within a year. Amber's journey is a powerful reminder that change is possible, no matter how late in the game.
And I are taking a walk together for the last time for a while.
He's taken a lot of time out of his life to help me get mine back. I know that he's got a life to lead, and he has put that aside for quite a while for me, and that's not right.
It's time I start depending on myself and taking care of myself.
Let's talk about Ashley Bratcher, whose battle with not just her weight, but a slew of health issues like diabetes, hypertension, and polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, really complicates her life in ways that are hard to fathom. From unwanted hair growth to nerve damage in her stomach, her health challenges pile on layers to an already grueling journey. But the big question remains, could she turn her life around?
Sometimes when I'm standing, I'm scared of physically breaking my own back. And it's gotten so bad now that I'm afraid that I'll be completely immobile soon. And I'm gonna have to have somebody take care of.
From the very start, Ashley's relationship with her body was complex and fraught with difficulty. Seeking comfort in food became her way to escape reality, to momentarily shut out the world. This path toward binge eating began shockingly early, around the age of 5, coinciding with a period of horrifying abuse by a family friend that continued until she was 13. It's absolutely heartbreaking. No one, especially not a child, should have to endure such trauma.
I met my husband, Jake, in high school. He didn't care that I was around 400 pounds, and I felt like he accepted me. He made me feel good about myself. I never had anyone like that.
Ashley's always been beautiful to me.
And as if the emotional scars weren't enough, Ashley also faced physical trauma at the hands of her mother's abusive partner, who didn't spare Ashley or her sisters. By the age of 10, Ashley tipped the scales at over 250 pounds, a clear sign of how food had become her refuge. You have to wonder, could she ever break free from the grip of this deep-rooted addiction?
It's my comfort. To me, food is like sex. It makes me feel good. And once I start eating, it's very hard to stop.
When Ashley finally decided to seek help, it was almost too late. Meeting Dr. Now at an alarming weight of 618 pounds served as a wake-up call. Dr. Now was particularly taken aback by her unhealthy lifestyle choices, from sleeping upwards of 15 hours a day to starting her day with a breakfast of ramen noodles and cheeseburgers. You've got to ask yourself, what kind of advice would Dr. Now offer someone like Ashley?
125 pounds. Tell me why you think your weight has gotten this high.
I eat too much. When I sit down and actually have a meal, I eat enough for probably 3 or 4 regular people. And it's like I never get full, and a lot of times I eat for comfort.
Who does the grocery shopping?
We make a list.
Dr. Now's initial step was to get Ashley's sleep schedule down to 8 hours and to get her started on therapy with Dr. Paradise. Dr. Paradise recommended journaling as a method for Ashley to confront and process her deep-seated traumas, hinting that perhaps tackling these unspoken experiences could be the key to lasting positive change. But could journaling really help Ashley make a significant turnaround?
I was very concerned about how much change Ashley would have to make to lose weight, but she did excellently. There's still a lot of changes that they need to make with the dynamic at home, but she showed me she's ready right now for the next step. Go ahead at this point and approve you for weight loss surgery. How does that sound to you?
Good.
You excited? All right.
For a while, it seemed like Ashley was on the path to success. By her second checkup, she had lost a significant amount of weight, prompting Dr. Now to set a new goal for her: lose 80 pounds in 2 months. Ashley rose to this challenge, astonishing everyone by losing enough weight to qualify for surgery. But you're probably wondering, was she able to maintain this remarkable progress?
We have her stable now, but she will be in critical condition for the next 72 hours before we know how she's doing. It will take her a month or two to fully recover to be able to go back home. It's going to be hard for her. But one of the first things she needs to do after leaving the hospital is go see a therapist. She uses self-destructive ways to cope with her emotions.
Unfortunately, just when Ashley seemed to be turning a corner, her journey took a sudden and drastic detour. A series of missed appointments over the next 7 months led to a disappointing weight gain, ultimately disqualifying her from the weight loss surgery she had worked so hard to qualify for. This twist turned her story into one of the most unexpected and heart-wrenching tales on the show.
What you end up finding is you get a flood of emotion. Sometimes if we can get to the root of where anxiety is, then we can kind of figure out how to cope. Sometimes people journal, sometimes they create something. Just tracking emotions and feelings can sometimes be helpful. All right, well, it was so nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you,
and I
too.
look forward to...
Let's dive into one of the most inspiring yet incredibly challenging journeys on the show. It's the story of Diana Bunch, whose initial weigh-in left us all in shock at 637 pounds. Picture this. Diana's life was literally at a standstill, confined within the walls of her home, dependent on a walker and relying heavily on her family for everyday care. But was she ready for the wake-up call that Dr. Now was about to deliver? Buckle up, because this story is nothing short of a roller coaster.
Pay a price with every single step I take. There is no pain-free step ever in my day.
And by the time I'm up and I make it to the shower, my legs are in excruciating pain, and I'm already out of breath.
One of the most devastating things about...
So, driven by a strong desire to play a more active role in her children's lives, Diana reached out to Dr. Now. At their first meeting, she opened up about her past struggles, including being an assault survivor, which she felt contributed heavily to her weight issues. But Dr. Now, ever the straight shooter, challenged her not to let her past define her future, urging her, do not use your past as an excuse. It was the tough love she needed. And guess what? It actually worked.
So you get the high-calorie food and you eat.
Right, and so that was the key reason I'm going to be moving into Megan's house with she and her husband, because it will be helpful that there's somebody there kind of for support and accountability.
If she's been your enabler, why do you think living with her is going to change that?
There's no way to sneak eat when you're living with people.
Spurred on by Dr. Now's no-nonsense approach, Diana threw herself into her weight loss efforts with newfound determination. She hit the gym hard, tackling the treadmill as if it owed her money. This visual alone of Diana conquering the treadmill really paints a picture of her commitment. Her efforts quickly started to pay off. Under Dr. Now's watchful eye, she began shedding weight at an impressive rate. Her progress was so remarkable that within months, Dr. Now gave her the green light for weight loss surgery. But how did this chapter in her journey end?
This cream that they got the other night. It smells really good. It smells really strong of vanilla.
This month has been harder than the first. It's taken a lot more willpower to keep going. But I go back to the doctor in 2 weeks, and when I do, I want to hit the goal he needs so I can get surgery. And I'm determined to do it.
By the time her episode wrapped up, Diana had lost over 133 pounds in less than a year, a phenomenal achievement by any standard. But she didn't stop there. Diana continued to push herself, and the results kept coming. Nowadays, she flaunts her transformation on social media, where she actively shares updates with fans and followers. While she keeps her full body shots scarce, her glamorous selfies speak volumes of her confidence and the long way she's come.
To therapy to start to deal with her issues. And Diana's family also wants to go back home as soon as possible. So we need to act fast to help her deal with her emotional issue. The real hard stuff starts now for
Diana now lives an active lifestyle and sticks to her diet and workout regimen diligently. She's well under 400 pounds and thriving, showing everyone that beauty isn't just skin deep, it's about the strength and spirit within. Her social media bio encapsulates her philosophy beautifully. Beauty is not defined by the shell of a person, it's the beauty within. Diana's story is more than just weight loss. It's about overcoming life's hefty challenges and transforming adversity into an advantage.
And not avoiding is something that you should feel really, really proud of. What are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling sad that I had to create these excuses because I didn't trust that people would be there for me in a healthy way.
Karina Garcia's life story isn't just a tale of battling obesity, but also a story of struggling with immobility and the compounded health issues that arise from poor hygiene. Now, imagine needing help for almost every task in your day-to-day life. That was Karina's harsh reality, with a constant cloud of sadness looming over her household. But let's take a step back and see how Karina ended up in this heart-wrenching situation.
Even worse, I have to live in the middle of my parents' living room. It is the only room where I fit, and it's close to the bathroom. I know I should be living in my own house. I should be working instead of being stuck in this house. Shower has become so difficult.
Karina's backstory is as distressing as they come, filled with a childhood trauma that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Raised by a grandmother who was anything but nurturing, Karina endured physical torture that's incredibly hard to even speak about. And as if that wasn't enough, she also faced harassment from her mom's boyfriend. In a world that seemed utterly devoid of kindness, food became Karina's sole friend, her only comfort in a seemingly friendless world. It's stories like these that starkly remind us of the battles some people face in complete silence.
I need the pineapple nectar. My must-haves when anytime I go grocery shopping is juice, chips, my snack cakes, ice cream. Those are the main things I need to have. Can you get banana split? Get this double strawberry.
That's it?
That's it.
Fast forward to a critical turning point in her story. Faced with a life-threatening infection, Karina was hospitalized and managed to shed 53 pounds. However, the real challenge began when she was discharged and tasked with continuing her weight loss journey solo, aiming to lose another 100 pounds. But life, as it often does, threw her a curveball, and she ended up gaining 29 pounds instead. It's like taking 2 steps forward only to slide 3 steps back. Talk about frustrating, right?
Eat only 3 times a day, there'll be no snacking, okay? So we are all on the same page.
Okay.
In 1 month, you should be able to lose at least 40 pounds, okay?
Okay, 40 pounds in a month.
Right.
I'm really nervous about how hard it's going to be to make such a big change in how I eat.
Given a second chance by the ever-patient Dr. Now, Karina was confident, even boldly claiming she'd flaunt her progress at her next checkup. However, reality painted a quite different picture. She lost just 8 pounds over 2 months. This raises the question, was she even trying to lose weight or follow the diet? It's moments like these that make you wonder about the battles going on behind the scenes that we don't see.
And then It started to hurt. Okay, there's pain right there when you do that.
Yeah? Just in the knee?
Uh-huh. It is the worst feeling because in the back of my mind, I am scared that I can't do this because all my life I have failed.
Want to go hit the parallel bars now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? All right, let's do it.
Just when you thought things couldn't get any tougher for Karina, tragedy struck. In a heartbreaking twist, Karina's father passed away, plunging her into deep sadness. This overwhelming grief led her to abandon her diet, seeking comfort in food once again. Can Karina overcome this profound sorrow to lose weight and embrace a healthier lifestyle? The journey of healing is never linear, and sometimes the emotional weight we carry can be the heaviest of all.
If you want weight loss surgery, then what I need from you is an acknowledgement that you're done with this excuse.
All right. Okay.
All right. I'll be expecting a good report at your next physical therapy session. If you don't keep to that, this is going to be a significant issue if you expect to stay in this program, okay?
Okay.
But that's not all. Karina's story took another unexpected twist with her mother falling ill, leaving her to face gastric surgery alone, a journey no one should have to walk solo. And in a turn of events that feels straight out of a legal drama, Karina ended up suing the production company of My 600-Pound Life. She claimed they broke promises of covering her mother's medical expenses. So, will Karina find her path to recovery and happiness? Only time will tell.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You ready to come on back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can go right over here. So, welcome. We're gonna get started by just kind of me getting to know you a little bit better. Okay. So, tell me about your background with your family.
I was more closer to my grandparents than to my parents because my parents were always working.